Hello students. So we are starting with structure analysis 1, and in this we are starting with a very easy subject, comparatively easy topic, three hinged arches. Okay. So three hinged arches, as the name suggests, it has three hinges. Okay. So we are going to see it in detail, but here from net I got these diagrams, okay, these pictures where we can see the practical examples of three hinged arches. So here in this you can see a diagram, a picture where this part is showing hinge here, okay, and here in this particular picture we can see hinge over here and hinge at the this hinge supports. Okay, so three hinged arches, it's a determinate structure. Basically structural analysis 1, this particular subject focuses on all determinate structures, and structural analysis 2, it mostly focuses on all indeterminate structures. So mostly these two subjects are like this, but there may be slight change as per the demand of your particular university. So coming to the introduction part of this three hinged arches. So arches, it's a very fascinating and interesting topic. Like in your third semester you might have studied a simple beam, right? A beam, a simply supported beam, where we can see that beam is loaded with a, a particular beam. Suppose let us call it as simply supported beam. Now this beam is loaded here. I'm considering a simple point load. Okay, so because of this loading, beam is bending in this way. Okay, so that is how, because of load, the beam is bending like this, and our bending moment diagram will be like this. Okay, our bending moment diagram will be like this. So in this case, we can see some bending moment. Wherever load is there, bending moment will act in that case. But arches, arches, they are amazing. They serve the greater purpose. How? So whenever there are large spans, okay, whenever there are large spans where we cannot actually construct such beams, because it may become very expensive and it may not serve the purpose. So here I can show you a very interesting example. So whatever, now if you are writing these notes on a any copy or a page, so just do this experiment at home. Just hold a paper, okay, just hold a paper in your hand, and it is straight. Okay, just hold it straight. So as soon as you try to hold this paper, okay, as soon as you try to hold this paper, this paper, when you hold it at one end, this paper will have a tendency to bend. Okay, it will easily bend like this. The paper will bend like this. Okay, now this is one thing. Now what I'm asking you, just what you do, for the same particular paper, just give a small curve here. Okay, make a small curve and then hold it like this. Okay, now just your hand is here. Okay, so now just try to hold this curve here, and surprisingly you will see that as soon as the arch is forming, and this particular paper is able to carry on its own when you are holding at one end. But in this particular case, when you are holding and leaving this part just like that, it will easily bend. But when you give the curve, okay, when you give the curve shape, it can hold it on its own. So that is a wonderful and simple example. At home you can check. So that's how arches are capable to take more load. So as soon as a structure get a arch shape, it can carry a more load. So what are the arches? Okay, arches are, they are the curved beams, and they transfer loads to their planes. And whereas the beams, as we have seen, they are the horizontal members, and they transfer load to the support by bending and shear action. Okay, so we have already studied in our second year that each and every point, because of the load, each and every point there is bending and shear happening. Okay, so arches, where are they use it, like I have told just now that they can be used in bridges. Okay, wherever there is a need to for large spans. Okay, but we cannot use beams because they can become uneconomical and they will not be suitable. So here in case of 3 hinge arches, we can see that there is a hinge support. Okay, there are 2 hinge supports over here and there is 1 hinge in between. Okay, so the hinge part we call it as here crown. It's a crown. And the height, okay, from the support to the crown, whatever height is there, we call it as rise. And total span, this is total length, is total span. Okay, we measure it like this. Now types of arches. Okay, so there are basically 3 types of arches. So we can see here the types of first type is 2 hinge arch. Okay, so here we can see 1 hinge support here and there is 1 more hinge support here. So what is happening, if you see the reactions, there will be 1 reaction here, 1 reaction here, 1 reaction here, 1 reaction here. So when we see our equilibrium equations, okay, so we can see that there are reactions, 4 reactions are there. And when there are 4 unknowns, these cannot be a determinate structure. Okay, it is not a determinate. So this is, you will study it later. So 3 inch in this topic type of arches, this becomes a indeterminate structure. Okay, so this is 3 hinge arch. So here there are 2 reactions here. Again there are 2 reactions because of hinge support. Okay, but there is a hinge. So when we separate this while solving our equation, we can solve this particular arch with 3 equilibrium equations. That is, what are the 3 equilibrium equations? Summation of forces in x direction is equal to 0, summation of forces in y direction is 0, and summation of moments. Okay, so these 3 equations we calculate and we solve, and then we can find out the reactions. Now third type of arch is fixed arch. Okay, so for this fixed arch, we can see that it's a fixed support. So it will have vertical reaction, horizontal reaction, and it can carry moment also. Okay, so this is a third, and this is also not determinate. Okay, it's a indeterminate, so not in the scope of our current syllabus. So coming to types of 3 hinged arches. Okay, so in this also there are 2 types of 3 hinged arches. So one is circular arch and one is parabolic arch. Okay, so circular arch, you can see a circular shape. Okay, and this is 3 hinged only, and this is parabolic arch, a parabolic shape. So basically there are 2 types of 3 hinged arches. Okay, so 3 hinged arches are of basically 2 types, parabolic and circular arch, and we have their separate equations. So coming to the circular arch, now here is a circular arch, we can see. Okay, so for this particular arch, circular arch, so let us just make a full circle. Okay, just to understand it. Now let's name this arch. So arch A, B and C. Okay, so here in this case we can see A and B are supports. Okay, and C is its crown and it's a hinge. Okay, hinge is there here. Now let us consider a point here. Okay, it's the origin of the circle and this is R. Okay, this is R is a radius. Now L by 2 is a, and L by 2 is a span. Okay, our arch is till this point only. It's not a half circle. Okay, it's a circular arch, but ACB is only this part. Okay, it's not a half circle, so it's a some part of the circle. Now here we can see that from the property of a circle, the radius R of the circular arch of, okay, from the property of a circle, the radius R of the circular arch of span L and rise H. So we can find out with this particular equation. Okay, so this is the equation from the property of circle, that when this L by 2, okay, this total length is L by 2. Okay, when this is L by 2 into L by 2 is equal to height into, when this particular part is height. Okay, height is nothing but only this portion, this is height. Okay, then the remaining part 2r by 2r minus h. Okay, so we see that L by 2, okay, this is L by 2 from here to here, L by 2 into L by 2 is equal to h into 2r minus h. Okay, so we get the equation number 1. So from this equation we can find out r is equal to L square by 8h plus h by 2. So we get equation number 2. Now let us consider origin at support A. Now let us consider any point D. Okay, now we want to see what is that, if we consider any point D at anywhere in the arch. Okay, any point D, so what is that distance x and y we will get. Okay, how to find out that? If we want to consider, D can be here, 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 anywhere. So anywhere on the arch, if any point D we consider, then what is the way? Okay, what are the formulas to find out x and y distance? Okay, so when we consider, let us consider for this particular case origin A and the coordinates at any point D. Okay, so what is for this particular D point, what is x and y? How to calculate? So we get x as L by 2. Okay, this L by 2 distance, L by 2 minus r sine theta. Okay, L by 2 minus r sine theta, and the y distance. Okay, this y distance is r sine theta minus r minus h. Okay, so how to calculate this? R y distance, so it is r sine theta minus r minus h, because okay, this particular y distance, if you just consider a straight line here, so here this is particular r distance we get, so this is also r, we know this is also r. So if we just draw a straight line here, okay, so then we can find out when we substitute r minus h, so finally we get y equals to h minus r into 1 minus cos theta. So there is a small slight mistake here, this is not sine, this is r cos theta, sorry. Okay, r cos theta minus r minus h. So finally we get y equals to h minus r into 1 minus cos theta. So that is how we get a distance, y distance. Okay, now coming to parabolic arch. For a parabolic arch, considering the springing point, means these points. Okay, so when we consider these points, so for a parabolic arch, now for when the shape is of parabola, then when you consider any point D, okay, when you consider any point D on the arch, so what is that? How to calculate that y distance? So we should know that whenever you are given, any question is given that this particular at any point D, we have to find out whatever, we have to find out moments. So for that case, we should know what is this y distance. So y is nothing but, you should remember this formula, it is 4hx by L square into L minus x. Okay, so this is for the parabolic equation. So here coming to the, now if the crown is taken as the origin, okay, now for the parabola, if the crown is taken as the origin, then in that case the equation of the parabolic curve, okay, if the crown is taken as the origin, suppose if this is considered as the origin, then the equation of parabolic curve will be then it will be x square by y is equal to a, and in this case a is constant. Okay, so x square by y is equal to a, and in that case it will be constant. And when this if this springing points are at same level, or at if it is at different level, so for that particular case, suppose if this point springing points at same level or different level, so for that case we will soon consider separate, in separate class we can consider the whenever those springing points are at different level. But when the springing points are at same level, okay, now this here in this particular case, this is at same level. So in this case how to go for the x and y distance? Suppose what will be the distance here for this particular case? If we consider This is already anyway it is given as h, so this is our x, okay, and if this is y, so if we consider crown as a origin in that case, then we will get x equals to L by 2 and y will be equal to h, because it is at the crown, so y is nothing but h in this case. So then our equation will become L square by 4h is equal to a. Then in this case our equation will become, I am writing at this side, then our equation will become x square by y is equal to L square by 4h. Okay, so in this case means where this supports, springing points means nothing but the supports, so when they are at the same level then our equation becomes like this, and when they are at different level then our equation changes. Okay, if they are at different level, so that we will cover in our next topic. So I hope you understood this particular class. So here in this particular class we understood the basics of, very basics of what is three hinged arch. Okay, what is three hinged arch, we saw the this diagrams, what are the three hinged arches, then what are the different parts of the arches, okay, and how the arches are so effective, and what are the types, and what how these two hinged arches they are indeterminate. Okay, two hinged arch and fixed arches they are indeterminate, whereas this three hinged arch it's a determinate arch, and the reasons behind that, that we have learned. Then coming to the types of three hinged arches, so that there is a circular arch and parabolic arch, so that we have seen. Then what are the formulas for circular arch, okay, so how to, what is the formula, what is r, okay, what is the radius of circular arch, that we should know. And then what is that at any point d, what are the coordinates x and y for the particular circular arch, that we have considered. And coming to the parabolic arch, that when two supports are at same level, so in that case how to find out that particular y distance. Okay, so we have covered this basic things of three hinged arches over in this class. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you.